I'm going to crack this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolates?
Yeah. Yep, we got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, oh my god, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters. So I'm like, okay, I'll go see Spider-Man.
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my god.
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. If you guys missed that behind the stage, my daughter walked in and gave me a hug and kiss. And I thought she was going to interrupt us. But she did not. She did it right as the intro was coming in. At Mugs and Balls, all platform, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. If you want to communicate with us and you're on Facebook or Twitter, come over to YouTube and Twitch. Josh Kimmel, OUS. Josh Wingate, 302. What is up, buddy?
That was a lot. That was a mouthful.
Yeah.
We're here Monday night. There's Raw on TV. Apparently some baseball trades went down. Apparently a player got suspended today.
Sure did.
So, I have not seen any of it. So you're gonna blow my mind. I know how many games Watson was suspended, but the other stuff, blow my mind.
Well, we'll get into that. But first, alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol. I'm drinking. For real.
Okay.
Yeah.
You scared me there.
No.
So I messaged you. I feel like I didn't give that wild mind. Is it wild mind?
Back to back, by the way.
Yeah. Back to back, not back to back to back. So I feel like I didn't give that Wild Minds a good try. I really liked the flavor to it, but it was thick, and I feel like I didn't properly do it. So I had it upside down this whole time, and while we were talking behind the stage, I was rolling it. I don't know if you saw me and was like, what the hell is this guy doing right now?
Yeah.
But yeah, got that. I'm going to crack her open. This one is a orange pineapple sour smoothie ale.
Oh, yeah, the pineapple is going to be really sweet. I hope it doesn't explode on you. Yeah, I don't like pineapple sour beers, mainly because we don't have them much, because my buddy Davey is allergic to them. So therefore, we don't have them much. Yeah,
I have a buddy that's allergic to pineapple too, and then he likes to do a certain shot. Does green tea have pineapple in it?
I don't do shots, but green tea does not
either.
have pineapple.
Something has pineapple in it, and it's like his favorite shot. So
we're doing shots in Senior Bowl next year. At the Senior Bowl, we're doing shots.
Yeah,
because you said I don't do shots. Well, we're gonna do them. We're going to the Senior Bowl next year, correct?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Depends on where life takes us.
I want to go again. I was just thinking about that today.
I would love to go again.
Cheers.
That's very good. Cheers.
Good.
This tastes like a straight up smoothie.
That's awesome, man.
Can I give something a 5?
Yeah, give it. You never given it a 5. So.
I've never. This might be a 5 because it just tastes like you're drinking a smoothie. You don't taste the alcohol. You can get real trouble with this.
Yeah,
that's really good.
I wish you knew how to ship beer illegally like I do, so you can ship me some of those. But I'll figure it out one day. We have a question in the chat already.
Damn, we're popping. Who
is it?
I hope
he's still around. Dark Sage 9117 have 2 interests. He doesn't have a question. He says he has questions. So if you have questions, just throw them in there. That's why we're here.
Yeah, we're here to see what his avatar is here.
It looks like Star Wars.
No, it's not Star Wars. It's Marvel. Hulk. I don't know who the guy in the very back is.
There you go. But we're not here to talk about Hulk and all these guys. Come on, Thanos, Doctor Strange. Look, I
can talk about them all day.
If you want to talk about it, we can. Did you know Doctor Strange has been on Disney Plus for a month now, and I have no desire to watch it. Was it good? Should I go watch it?
It was okay. Sage. A lot of people love it.
Dark Sage 9117. Okay. Should I watch it? Because I had no interest.
Okay. Let's get into sports.
All right, sports.
Was the NFL handed the greatest situation possible with Deshaun Watson being suspended 6 games?
What do you mean
because they honestly want him back as soon as possible. He's a big-time NFL player, quarterback. They always want them to play.
Of course.
And if they're like, well, a judge ruled this, it's out of our hands. Let's stick to it.
But is it worth the backlash? As in, do you need one more?
Do they get the
superstar?
backlash, or does the
Dude,
backlash
you
become
when you
the?
have when you have people working on your network, Kyle Brandt, on Good Morning Football, basically saying this is a slap in the face to women, like on your network, the NFL network, you have guys like that saying this is a disaster. There should be more games.
Oh, there
There's the
should,
backlash, but there's the backlash right there. Your own employees.
but they didn't rule on this suspension. It wasn't their idea. Like a judge took all the information and handed them a suspension. They have the option to go out and say, "Look, we can extend this, and then we can fight it." Blah blah blah. But as the NFL is, they like to have their starters, their star players out there as soon as possible. And if you're in the mind of a Jerry Jones, no media is bad media, or bad media is not.
Right. Anything
It's great media. Basically, anything you're in the media for, it's great.
Right. I understand.
So,
all right, let's address this question in the chat.
okay.
You gonna read it?
You can go ahead.
I'll just break it down.
It's very long. I'm a bad reader.
Yeah, so am I. But that's why I'm talking. No, it's basically asking, do we really think the Patriots fans want Mac Jones to succeed? Are they going to use him as a scapegoat because they love their precious Tom Brady? You know, I don't.
So,
I don't, look, no, hold on.
Dark Age, are you a New England fan?
No, he says it right here. Read the damn question. He's not. He just he just wants him to succeed. My thing is, I think they're treating him like Tom Brady was being treated in his early career. Remember when he was winning Super Bowls? Like he was barely he wasn't throwing for 4,000 yards. They had him on a short leash. He was more of a game manager at first, and then he got comfortable, and then he got unleashed. That's what kind of happened. I mean, if you follow Tom Brady, I'm old enough to. I mean, I know this is crazy, but a lot of people aren't even old enough to see. We have people in our network that have never seen the Patriots without Tom Brady. That's, to me, that blows my mind. But, you know, it is what it is. I think, because as a Dolphins fan, yes, I'm wearing a Jaguars jersey.
I forgot to say this.
What?
Say it again, network.
Okay. I never looked at Dan Marino and go, I want Jay Fiedler to fail. I want Brian Greasy to fail. I want Dante Culpepper. I never looked at it that way. I looked at it as, I want you to be as good as Dan Marino because I saw Dan Marino. And then we went to not Dan Marino. So, no, I think Patriots fans want to continue the winning, continue it all. You want to be that franchise that say, we drafted a quarterback after another quarterback, like Green Bay.
Yeah.
I
also think New England doesn't want it to just be a Brady thing. I also think they want it to be a Belichick thing. I think they want to have the greatest coach and the greatest quarterback of all time. And that greatest quarterback already went on. I mean, you could say he went to a situation that was perfect for him. But he went on and moved on and won a Super Bowl. Now they want Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of all time, to go on and win that Super Bowl again. And under Mac Jones, it doesn't matter. But they want to have the greatest coach and quarterback of all time. And I think that's what they're hanging their hat on, and they always will. And I think that's a simple answer there. I think they do want Mac Jones to succeed.
But it's got to be a little different for them because, so for example, as you see in the back of my wall, I'm a Lightning fan, and we are the most dominant hockey team in the past. No, I'm serious. In the past, 8 years, the Lightning are the most dominant hockey team.
You see this? It says two-peat.
That's just the way it says two-peat. You're right. It does say two-peat, but it should have been four. But I wouldn't want to see Cooper leave us as a coach and go coach someone else and do well. I wouldn't want to see Kucherov go leave and do well. I wouldn't want to do that. But I would like his replacements to be good. I would like his replacements to give us that level. So I think Patriots fans were kind of hurt and they want Brady to fail in Tampa, and he never did because it's Brady. But yeah, to answer your question, no, Patriots fans want him to succeed. They need him to. Need him to, or Belichick was not the greatest coach that they thought he was, like you said, Josh.
Yep. And then we got a second question here. I'll pull it up here. What exactly is going to be baseball's narrative this year if we get a Dodgers-Yankees World Series? You know how much they are media darlings, and we know how much baseball pushes narratives for them. How do they spin the narrative if the Dodgers lose or if the Yankees lose?
Man, So Dark.
I think that it's a win-win situation for him. I really do. I think you have a huge media market, two coasts. Dodgers. Did the Dodgers lost last year, or did they win?
I'm going to be totally transparent with our viewer. I don't watch baseball as much as I used to. I used to be a hardcore Rays fan. I used to be one of the only hardcore Rays fans. I just lost love for the sport.
No, Braves won last year.
Yeah, Braves did win last year. But here's the thing.
Yeah,
with all sports, this goes with all sports. They want the highest market teams. If the Yankees play the Dodgers in the World Series every year, they're all popping bottles every single year. They're all making millions and billions and billions because they don't want the Twins versus the Dodgers. They don't want the Rays. Do
you know how big of a World Series marketing-wise this would be if those two are in it, which very well could happen because they're two of the top teams. You have so many star players that are entering into this game. It's ridiculous. I don't even think they're trying to spin a narrative. I just think they're going in there with their hands back like this, just watching, happy. Because you got star player after star player, and then you have the two biggest marketed teams out there. Like, how could you not be excited for that as the MLB company? Like, you're like, we just won.
Yeah,
no question.
And you have two shots at it because what if it's I heard the Mets were good. See, that's what I'm saying. I heard the Mets were good because I don't watch baseball anymore. But
Mets are good.
Those top teams that I can tell from afar, from what I see from afar, the top teams are top. So no matter what, MLB's raking it this year. Did that do that?
I don't know. I just think they're in heaven. I really do. And you have like the Dallas Cowboys of the MLB going to the World Series, the Yankees. If you're not a Yankees fan, you hate the Yankees. Like, easy as that. Like, no one's like, oh yeah, I get behind the Yankees. No, unless you're a Yankees fan, you don't get behind the Yankees. Like, you hate them.
No one's like, we're rooting for the Yankees this year. My team's out. No, you're saying fuck the Yankees. Same thing with the Dodgers. No one's like, oh, well, I'm going for the Dodgers. No, everyone pulls for the underdog. But
it'd be fun to watch. I think that'd be fun to watch.
I guess. Who's on their teams? Who is it? Who's the stars? Who are the biggest guys in baseball this year?
Mookie Betts is on the Dodgers. Let me pull up their lineups because you got Aaron Judge. You have the guy from. I'll pull it up real quick. You keep talking.
I know the majority of them, but like I honestly could not tell you this year any pitcher besides Kershaw on the Dodgers or any pitcher besides. I still think Andy Pettit's still on the Yankees. That's how behind I am. And
there you go, Andy Pettit.
Remember him? That's the guy who did the steroids.
So Craig Kimbrell is the closer. I think he's having a kind of iffy year, if I remember correctly, but he's a closer for the Dodgers. Kershaw, Urias, a lot of pitchers. Yeah. Tyler Anderson, David Price is on the.
What? David Price is still playing baseball?
He's a reliever. Will Smith, your guy.
I know Will Smith.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, Trey Turner, Cody Bellinger,
like
Mookie
the All-Stars. They're like literally
Justin Turner. All-Stars. Yeah, and then you look back, and then if I can pull up the Yankees depth chart here,
are they both going to win 120 games this year? Dark Sage, are they both going to win 120 games this year?
So Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, Andrew Benintendi, Josh Donaldson. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Who's the guy from Miami? Where's he at? Giancarlo Stanton?
Oh yeah, Giancarlo. He's always hurt, right? Like he doesn't.
Yeah,
play.
I think he's hurt right now. He's on the 10-day DL.
He's like the Horace Grant of MLB.
But they got Garrett Cole, Frankie Montas. Who's the guy that's like crushing it right? Jermaine, I think. Is he doing fucking unreal right now? There's someone that's just unreal pitching out there.
But that's the baseball talk of the show because I don't know.
But trade deadline happened. The Yankees just got Frankie Montas, who I mentioned from the Oakland Athletics. Who else got traded? That was pretty big. Trey Mancini. Do you know who Trey Mancini is?
Yeah, I do. Was today the deadline or is tomorrow the deadline?
Tomorrow is the deadline. So
because Soto's, I know Soto, he's going to be traded, right? So
there's 3 teams that are in on him.
I heard the Rays were one of them. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I doubt the Rays would ever trade for anyone.
Well, what's
of
your farm?
name
Oh yeah,
value.
they wouldn't trade anyone that needs $400 million
That's that $400 million. The Rays haven't spent that on players in the past
ever.
decade. Like
Ever
just take all the cap room
that you
Never.
guys have spent. Yeah, never $400 million in your entire franchise.
It's so true. It's so
Okay,
true.
so 3 teams remain in the bidding, and they are saying, "Holy cow!" Cardinals are one. Dodgers are the next one. Could you imagine putting Juan Soto on the Dodgers?
Be stupid.
And then the Padres are the other one.
The Padres.
And as a Phillies fan, I kind of hope Padres don't get anything, just because they were in the fight with us for Bryce Harper. We won, but I still fuck the Padres.
Holding grudges all day.
And then the Dodgers. Just throw him on that lineup, and they're going to the World Series automatically. But yeah, that's our baseball talk.
Yes.
There you go. You're welcome. We talked about baseball.
Football is this week. We have a game.
Do we? I'm so out of it right now.
I know you are, but I'm in it. Today I was off Twitter all day because I did not want to see Deshaun Watson nonsense, which we didn't even talk about. We talked about it a little bit, but
yeah, we said what had to be said about it. If the NFL benefited or didn't benefit from an outside judge ruling.
I think they didn't benefit. I think the fans on the outs. But we're moving on to the division breakdowns. I'm assuming.
Yeah. NFC West. So we have 49ers, Seattle, Cardinals, and Rams.
2 of the teams have lost their starting quarterback from last year. We've had major moves in the offensive positions on both teams.
Well, one team has lost because Jimmy G is still on the 49ers.
Yeah. Russell Wilson left.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And Jimmy G will be traded. So therefore,
But he's still on the team. He's still on the team. Let's just go there.
Okay. All right. By the way, before we get there, where's he getting traded to? Make your prediction, because I have a good prediction. I know exactly.
Jimmy G. My prediction would be, oh my God, I would say the Giants. That's one of my predictions.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he's going to the Giants.
Yeah.
I do. And I don't know what that says about Daniel Jones or his future. I don't know if he's going to start games or if he's going to compete. But if you trade for a quarterback, just like I said about Baker, you don't trade for someone not to start him. I think Jimmy G will end up in New York, which will be lunacy. That would make me love Saquon and Dynasty. That would make me finally think Kenny Golladay is going to be a good receiver again. I would love that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such a good beer. If you can go out and buy Wild Minds.
Just put them in a box and ship them, man. I'm telling you. Yes, it's illegal. I've been caught before. No big deal. Oh, yeah? They send you a letter. They say, "We know you were shipping alcohol. This is a verbal written warning. Don't do it again." What the fuck are you gonna do, FedEx? What are you gonna do? You can't arrest me. What are you gonna do? You can't do shit. That's why you don't ship with the post office, because the post office can, because they're federal. God, I'm putting all this shit out there. But there's a loophole because they're federal. They're not allowed to search your box. It's illegal for them to search your box.
Oh,
so
really?
It's like catch-22. You don't know so you can ship it. You can go to prison for it or whatever they may do. Who knows? But they can't search your box. But FedEx can search your box. Did you know that?
I did not. I guess because of a private company. So quarterbacks ranking 1 to 4. We're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1. Who's your number 4?
Quarterback?
Yeah.
Trey Lance, of course.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, I would do Trey Lance. I'm not talking fantasy here, all right?
Yeah, I'm not either.
I would take Drew Lock over him.
Wow.
I would. Not, like I said, in fantasy, 1,000% Trey Lance. Yeah. I haven't seen enough from Trey Lance. I don't think he's that polished of a thrower. I think Drew Lock, when he gets in his zone.
But it's the quarterback room.
You do quarterback room. I do starters.
So I have Seattle. You got Drew Lock, Geno Smith, Jacob Eason. They're all like the outcasts of other teams that just joined together.
I can't believe Geno Smith is still making millions by doing nothing.
Geno Smith was the one that was rocked, right? With the Jets.
Yeah.
I heard a funny story because Nick Mangold. I've seen him a couple times, and someone's telling a story, and as they're telling the story about how Geno Smith just got punched in the eye, and if you've never seen Nick Mangold in person, like from his playing career, he walks in and his chest is just like out, and it's just like rock solid. You're like, holy shit, that man did something in his life before you realize, okay, that's Nick Mangold. He's just got this huge barrel chest. And this guy's telling the story about how Geno Smith got rocked in the eye. And he's like, and then Nick Mangold just comes walking up with his big barrel chest. And he's like, okay, guys, we need to calm down. We need to stop this. We're a team. Because he's like the ultimate like team guy. But yeah, that's my Geno Smith.
Have you ever been punched in the face?
I have not.
Have you ever been in a fist fight?
No. Other than like a brotherly fist fight, which doesn't count.
All right. It's just not fun. I've been in many fist fights.
Oh, I believe it's not fun.
Not fun.
I can't get in fights because I got such a pretty face.
It's like, I don't know how you people feel, but when you get into a fight, you're into it. All right, you want to fucking do this? Go outside. Let's go. Yeah. Whatever. You're into it, right? But when the first swing is swung.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Whenever it doesn't matter if you make contact first or they do. The first thought in my mind is, God damn it. That's a little. If I hit him, I'm like, God damn it. Like, who's gonna call the cops? If I get hit, I'm like, God damn it, that hurt. Like, no matter what, I'm thinking this was good until it actually happened.
Yeah,
that's like literally every fist fight I've ever been in.
All adrenaline leaves your body as soon as that happens. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's like annoying.
Your number 3 quarterback.
Drew Lock.
Team. Drew Lock. Mine, San Francisco. Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, Nate Sudfeld. I think they did Trey Lance right. I think they're going to continue to do Trey Lance right.
I think if they got what they wanted, Mac Jones would have been in San Francisco.
But, they could have had Mac Jones.
Yeah, but apparently you heard that. There was that, this guy wanted him. It's just fucking tales all the time, man. One guy wants him, one guy wants him.
I've been preaching it since Trey Lance. You can go on my Twitter account. It's pinned right on top of my Twitter, Josh Wingate 302. Trey Lance, he's not a quarterback. He's not ready for the NFL. But I caveat that with saying, and I've said this, you need to sit him. He needs to learn. Now this step, which he did, he sat, he learned, he played a couple games, whatever. Now you need to go in there and kind of baby him a little bit. Eagles quarterback, can't think of his name right now.
Jalen Hurts. How
he was babied throughout his year this year. And as they started, well, technically later on in the season, they're going to have to do that with him. You're going to have to make sure certain plays are called. You're going to have a heavy running attack. You're going to have to do all that and kind of coddle him into being a bigger player. And he's got the arm to do it. But Trey Lance, I really think they're taking care of him, and he can accelerate.
You got to put Trey Lance in that 2-read situation where it's you look for Debo, you look for Kittle, or something like that. You can't have him making multiple reads on a play because
I think it's going to be trouble. Spoiler alert: Ayuk. I think Ayuk's going to be his guy.
I hope so. I'm not saying Debo's a fluke because he's definitely not. He's a great, fantastic player, but there's no freaking way this happens again. That was his year. That was his year.
Debo was a creation of Jimmy Garoppolo. He doesn't have a strong arm, so what can Debo do? Oh, he can do anything behind the line of scrimmage. He can go over the middle. Like, he's the perfect Jimmy Garoppolo quarterback or wide receiver. So,
I'm curious who your number 2 quarterback is.
Mine is, come on. You know my college team, right? My number 2 is the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, Colt McCoy, Trace McSorley. We see flashes from Kyler. We really do. But we haven't seen him put it together. Colt McCoy, though, he's one of the best backups in the NFL. Mm-hmm. But Kyler Murray tore up my Cowboys, so I don't know. But I like to see him continue to improve. They gave him a lot of money with not a lot of production.
I have Kyler at number 2 as well. I never liked his attitude coming in. I'll never forget. This has nothing to do with his gameplay, but I'll never forget he was on the Dan Patrick show.
Yep.
And I listened to it live. Like, I was just listening to it randomly, and it's like, This is the worst. Like, this guy's a piece of shit, right? Like, this
On
the
the
way
Dan Patrick show, a lot of people watch that.
right?
And
Yeah,
he's just going to be a
exactly.
complete
And
asshole.
you're gonna be a complete piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then he got a lot of like people were blasting him all off season. You can go back on my Twitter from his rookie year. Every time Kyler makes a bad throw or something happens, that dude's the first to point a finger and get in someone's face and say, "You did this wrong. You did this wrong." He never, ever takes responsibility for anything on the field. Ever. I hated that ever since his game one. But I will admit he's an amazing fantasy player, and I admit I love to see him play. But he's such a me player, and it goes on from the pointing out everyone, sliding instead of getting these extra yards that maybe he can do. Like, I've seen many times where he'd roll out and just take a 3-yard sack because he would just slide. Dude, try.
Yeah.
Like, I can just tell he's there for the money. I don't think his heart is not there. I think he would have been better served with his kind of style, with his kind of attitude in baseball. I really do.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And he'd probably make a lot of money in baseball, but baseball is one of the hardest sports to play.
I just don't think he's that team player. I think he's a very selfish player.
Yeah.
But he's just phenomenal.
Yeah, he's great. So that leaves both of our number ones as Matthew Stafford, Los Angeles Rams. And that just speaks volumes to Matthew Stafford because John Wolford, Bryce Perkins, Luis Perez. Luis Perez, did he play UFL football? He was in one of those.
I don't know who these people are.
Exactly. And number two, you know who Kyler Murray is, Colt McCoy is, Trace McSorley is. So there you go.
Stafford is just that good. He's just, especially when we'll talk about it later.
He's a Georgia boy.
When you replace Robert Woods with an Allen Robinson, who's a better talent, in my opinion, and then you have those guys that you have, Stafford is gonna. I just wish he had this his whole career because he could have been. He is a Hall of Famer, but he could have been.
People forget what he did in Detroit because at the end of his career, they're like, "Oh, Matthew Stafford." There was a point where he was just a magician out there. Like he was just creating stuff left and right. Like, yeah, he had Calvin Johnson, but the man was a physical and competitive freak.
And he's the anti-Kyler, as in he'll go separate his shoulder.
Yes.
I'm good for one more play. I'm good.
Yep. Oh, that's the greatest mic'd up situation.
Yes, I fucking loved it. And this is not why he's number one. He's number one because he was in the MVP consideration last year. I think he should have been the MVP, I think. Even though I love Aaron Rodgers. You know I'm the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan ever. Yeah. I still think Stafford is the most valuable player.
Yeah.
Because they would do nothing with that. Like they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl without Stafford. That's proven.
So in that group,
dynamic.
Who could have the biggest fall or jump in that group, in your opinion?
I mean, Trey Lance and Sherlock can't really fall any further down for me. They're two bottom half. They're both bottom,
But do you think they could eventually skyrocket up the board?
I mean, if Trey Lance gets his shit together, but that's not going to happen until year 3, I don't think. But as far as like falling down, I don't think any of them do. I don't think any of them regress. Kyler just got stronger with his receiving core, with adding Marquise Brown and Zach Ertz last year. He didn't get a full offseason with Zach Ertz. Now he did.
Yeah.
Then you look at Stafford. There's no way. If you add Allen Robinson, you still have Cooper Kupp. You still have Tyler Higbee. Nothing's really changed there except for you upgraded at wide receiver. You got a better OBJ too, a healthier OBJ. I think Robinson's in this state of his career better than Beckham Jr. So none of them should fall off. But if there's a chance, it'd be Kyler. If I had to pick one out, it'd be Kyler.
Yeah, I think Trey Lance could jump above Kyler if he comes out and just does what he can do. And I'm the biggest Trey Lance hater. So, but he come out and ball out, I think.
We need moderators. We need moderators. We need to watch.
Get Viking David out of here.
We need to get this guy out.
Get Douchebag Dave. That's his name, right? Douchebag Dave?
We need to hire someone to get this guy out of my chat. Because I've had enough of him. What's he laughing at? He's not even man enough to fucking say something.
Nope, he just laughs. So, question.
It's probably because I said Allen Robinson's better than Beckham. It's exactly what it is.
He posted a video on Twitter, and we're going off track here and talking about Dave. What was that about?
What video?
He has to know.
Are you playing poker? Do you play poker, by the way?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Oh, I think he took it down. Josh's takes always make me... What take made you laugh? I mean, I was fucking on point. Was it Trey Lance?
Yeah. Josh is an idiot, right? I mean, it makes me laugh too. Just kidding.
Oh, this Josh or that Josh?
See, Dave is so stupid; he doesn't know what's happening. But let's move on to the running back.
Back situation. Okay, here we go. Who's your number 4? This was tough. Like, I feel like this one was a tough one to rank.
The last place, Rashad Penny, Kenneth Walker. Wow. They're unproven. Rashad Penny can't stay healthy. Ken Walker, he's a rookie.
I forgot.
Sorry.
What? Oh, this is going to go crazy for you then. You're going to be like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure you have them higher than me. But that's fine. They're definitely my last.
Wow. So Arizona's my last. James Conner, Terrell Williams, Benjamin. James Conner, he had a really good year last year, but he's still James Conner. Like
he had a bad year last year. That's the thing is people don't understand he had a bad year.
For James Conner, he had a really good year.
No, he's had many, many better years. But last year he had touchdowns, but he still averaged 3.7 yards per carry, and he didn't catch as many balls as he used to. James Conner had a bad year, but he scored 18 touchdowns. That's James Conner. That's why you think he's good. But I mean, still
splitting the ball and having 752 yards and 15 touchdowns, that's a good year.
I guess so. If you think so.
Yeah.
If you think it's a good year, then it's good. No, it's good. But Rashad Penny, when has he ever put on a good year? When? He's had 4 good games. Woo, everyone, call CNN. Draft him fucking 101. No, he can't stay healthy, and Kenneth Walker's unproven. That's why I'm taking James Conner. He at least stays healthy.
All right. Who's your number 3?
My number 3 would be James Conner in the Cardinals.
All right. Mine's San Francisco. Yep. Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson Jr., Tyron Davis-Price. Elijah Mitchell's good, but I don't think it's necessarily like a running back group. It's the offense that makes the running back.
That's why they're up. That's why they're up, because they're going to produce.
You throw that running back group anywhere else, blah. I'm just not that impressed with them compared to the rest of them.
All right. Well, they're my number 2. They're my number 2. Oh. They're my number 2 only because I can't believe you have Seattle this fucking high. Like, are you high? Like, this is crazy. Chris Carson ain't walking through that door anymore, man. Chris Carson's done. It's not like they have anyone to that caliber of a player.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch ain't. Did Marshawn Lynch come out of retirement today? Is he back? Because what's happening with Seattle?
So my number 2 is the Rams.
It's not real.
Cam Akers, Terrell Anderson, Kyron Williams. I like that group. Yeah, obviously sucking is Peter. Rashad Penny. Life. Rashad Penny's a good number 2 when he can stay healthy. Kenneth Walker is a really good running back. Explosive. He can do it all. I think he is going to. What did he go first round? Is he a first round running back or a second round?
No, second round.
So second round running back who should have been a first round running back. And then I think also DJ Dallas is a really good number 3 running back.
I'm not buying it. But yeah, look, maybe I'm the fantasy mind right now, but Eli Mitchell all day over any of those guys. Jeff Wilson has had a better career than Rashad Penny. Simple. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's not even close.
I love Kenneth Walker in this group.
What if who's that rookie from the 49ers?
I mean, let's be honest.
TD, what's his name? What's his nickname going to be?
Who?
The fucking guy from the 49ers, the rookie. What's his name?
Tyron Davis-Price. He's a speed guy.
TDP. Because no one's going to call him by that. It's too long. Yeah. TDP, right? I'm trademarking that. He's going to have more rushing yards than Kenneth Walker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you high?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait, DDP? Is it DDP?
No, it's TDP.
Bang. Do you know who that is? Do you know what this is?
Diamond Dallas Page? Yeah.
Bang.
Obviously, I know what that is.
All right.
So, yeah, I had Seattle number 1, Rams number 2, 49ers number 3, and
I got
Cardinals
Rams
number
1.
4.
I got Rams 1. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
A healthy, non-Achilles torn Cam Akers is the best running back in that entire division. I want to see what he's like because we saw him back after the Achilles. We saw 2 good games and 2 very bad games. We didn't see 1 great game. We saw 2 good, 2 very bad, no great. So I want to see that greatness back. I know it was only 4 games, small sample size against playoff teams, so I get it.
Yeah.
I just want to see what he looks like. And Darrell Henderson's great. I think he's the best number 2 in that entire division. Darrell Henderson can beat a number 1. Not the number 1, not like that caliber, but he can.
Yeah.
He can step in because he did last.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And I was between Seattle or Rams number 1. Kyron Williams is a really good running back too from Notre Dame, so I like their group too.
Do you play PGA 2K21?
I do, yeah.
Is it cross-platform?
I'm not sure about that.
I know you're a PC guy.
I have it on Steam, so I don't know.
Me and Dave downloaded it last week, probably 5 days ago, and we're playing. We're going to play tonight. Dave, we're going to play tonight. Just hop on in. Force them.
Yeah, I'll try. If it's cross-platform.
There's no 4 guy. I don't know if it's cross-platform or not. But Dave, you down? So give me a thumbs up in the chat, Dave. Wide receiver groups.
Yeah, or the receiving court group.
So this one is very.
It does not offer cross-platform.
Oh, that's so lame. I hate when games do that. Like it's 2022, people.
Yeah, right?
Can we do that? Can we do that? We can do Fortnite, but we can't do.
He actually thought he'd beat someone on a computer.
He's playing on easy mode. Dave, I'm on normal. What do you play? I play at normal.
I'm at normal.
It's so hard. Do you have a career mode? I know we're going off the tracks. Are you?
I do. I'm pretty good.
I just passed the first level, the first tournament to get.
I win most of my tournament.
We'll bump it up to that 4th one.
Yeah.
You just like to win. You're one of those guys who like, oh, I'm gonna play basketball. I'm gonna dunk on his ass.
I like to win, and then I'll go back after I play my first one, and then make it harder.
Oh, so you try to get better every.
Yeah.
You just want to progress there. Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
So the receiving group. This one was very tough, I feel like. And it depends. Are you adding one person in that got suspended?
You look at it as a core because he's still on the team. He's not like he's not on the team just because
I did not add him in there. I didn't add him in there.
Just because he's not week 1 doesn't mean he's not on the team.
He's not week 1, so who cares? We'll talk about this halfway through the season and see where he's at.
No, he's on the team. He's on the team.
I did not add him into this.
Give me number 4.
My number 4 is the Arizona Cardinals. Because I did not add him in. Nuke is not on the team week 1, so I did not add him in. AJ Green, Marquise Brown, Rondale Moore, Andy Isabella, Zach Ertz. It's a good group. Georgia boy, AJ Green, Marquise Brown. It's a really good number 2 receiver. And then Rondale Moore, is he going to get hurt? Is he going to be healthy? Could Josh Kimmel knock him out? That is the true question.
Rondale Moore? I'd body slam his ass. Yeah. I would fucking Logan Paul this motherfucker. Boom, through a table. Do you see that? Logan Paul went through a table, put Miz through the table.
Oh, really? Oh, he put someone through a table.
No, so, the announce table's on the outside of the ring?
Yeah.
He put the Miz on the announce table, and then he got on the turnbuckle and did a fucking frog splash onto the announce table, like, super far.
Really?
And destroyed the Miz.
I like the Miz.
SummerSlam. We all watched it.
He's a cool guy.
But Rondale Moore, I promise you, I'd body slam that motherfucker. I'd pile drive him. He's 5'6". Like, come on, that's so like a high schooler could beat him up. True story.
Do you know who Justin Moore is? Country singer.
No.
He's about like 5'4", I think, and he has a song that's like, "I could kick his ass. I could kick your ass." Is his song, and I'm like, no, bud. You're not kicking anybody's ass. No, you're just someone short trying to act like you're bigger than you are.
Yeah, you're 5'4". All right, let me give you my number.
But I still would take Rondale Moore in that fight.
Can I give you my number 4?
Yeah, obviously.
Is it the Rams, Seahawks? Is it the Cardinals? Is it the 49ers?
It's got to be one of them.
It's going to be the Seahawks. I'm going to go Seahawks dead last. The reason is they don't really have a tight end position that I can, count on. Yet the other guys are really good at tight end. Even Higbee, he's not he's not up there with Kittle, but he still produces.
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett's getting up there in age. DK Metcalf's very, very up and down. He's very. I don't understand why people don't think he's such a stud. He's very good, very good, but he can just get shut out, and it happens at least twice a year when he goes against the Cardinals every single time. Yeah, they just don't have anyone besides that. Who was their third guy? Who's their fourth guy? No one that you can really.
Freddie Swain. You don't know who Freddie Swain is?
You see my point. You see my point. And who's
you don't know who Freddie Swain is?
I know who Freddie Swain is, but you see my point?
Yeah. Noah Fant.
Okay. Yeah.
Will Dissly.
Will Dissly. I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good for fantasy for a week or so.
Yeah, he was.
No.
But that's my number 3 team right there, Seattle Seahawks. If Nuke was on the Arizona Cardinals, I would imagine they would be my 4 team, and Nuke would be above. But yeah. That's where I agree with you. DK is inconsistent. Tyler Lockett, he's everyone's fantasy god.
Who?
Tyler. That's why I went like that. Tyler Lockett.
Oh,
yeah.
he sucks at
Everyone
fantasy.
loves Tyler Lockett in fantasy, but he never pans out.
Nobody loves Tyler Lockett.
I promise you, people say Tyler Lockett is going to be that dude, and then he never pans out.
No, there's a couple idiots on Twitter.
I've never had Tyler Lockett. Never have.
Yeah, when he gets a 62-point game and then he finishes.
Yeah, and then he fails and doesn't do anything for 3 weeks.
Exactly. Now, I do like Tyler Lockett as a player, but I understand he's not consistent at all. And then you add DK, who's not consistent at all. Then you got 2 inconsistent receivers with Drew Lock.
Well, if they're inconsistent consistently on different weeks, then you're working out there.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Who's your number 3?
See, this was tough, man. Because
it gets very tough.
It really is, because they're all, at this point, I think they're all good, very good rooms. So you got the Cardinals, you got the Rams. See, the 49ers. It's got to be the Niners. It's got to be the Niners. It's got to be the Niners.
Really?
Yeah, it really does.
Wow.
When I go down to, when I look at the other teams, I see eliteness. When I see the 49ers, yes, Debo's elite. But as a receiver, is he? He's a really good playmaker. Can he do everything that a Cooper Kupp can do or a DeAndre Hopkins can do? Because
his production on the field is comparable to Cooper Kupp.
No, it is. It is. But Brandon Ayuk on the other side, gosh, he had a really good rookie year, kind of down sophomore year.
About to ball out.
I hope so. I really do. I really do. And Kittle can't stay healthy. And after that, after those 3, what do you have?
Juwan Jennings?
Yeah, Juwan Jennings. Exactly. What do you
Danny
have?
Gray?
Yeah, I would love for Danny Gray. I drafted Danny Gray in the Scott Fish Bowl. I want Danny Gray to be a thing because I fell in love with him for that very short moment of time. He was amazing. So, other than that, they don't have much for me.
So my number 2 team is the Los Angeles Rams. Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson. What Allen Robinson are you going to get? I know a lot of things his quarterback play wasn't great. We'll see here. Van Jefferson, really good receiver. Tyler Higbee. It really, I feel like 1 and 2 for me could be interswapped depending on what week it is. Because it really is such a good week or a good group of receivers in the NFC West.
So we're going to have different everything. Nothing matches up this week.
Yeah, that's good. I love it.
So I definitely have the Cardinals at number 2.
Yeah.
Because Hopkins is probably the second best receiver in that entire division. I'm counting him because he's on the freaking roster. Hollywood Brown, you add him. He's a burner. He caught 90-something passes last year, so he could prove he can catch the ball anywhere.
They had no one else to throw to.
Yeah, but he's still Mark Andrews. They still had somebody. It's not like they had they had Mark Andrews. He was the number 1. He was. And then you got Zach Ertz, who is fair. People forget how good.
I feel like Ertz is.
Yeah, he's been that way. But last year when he got to Arizona, look at his numbers. What happened in Arizona? He kind of did very well. Rondell Moore, good. We just talked about how I could body slam him, and I probably could. And I'd probably knock him out. I'd probably give him a couple concussions. I don't want to. But you remember we were talking about fist fights? I'd have to punch down. I don't want to do that. I'm always punching up. He's still a playmaker. You still get him the ball. You proved it last year. You could do 3 games. But other than that, still a good playmaker. He's better than the third over in Seattle, in my opinion.
Freddie Swain? Yeah. I would definitely say he's better than that. I'm a big Rondell Moore guy. If you watch his film from college, he was all over the field. He was an absolute freak. It's just, can you stay healthy? That's really the big question.
And can they find him creative ways to get him the ball?
Yeah, for sure. Like, he could do a lot of what you're seeing like Debo does. He can do a lot of what Debo does. He's not as big as Debo, but he can do what Debo does.
But that's why he can't do what Debo does, because he can't go through the tackles. He can't go in there like Debo does. He can't take those.
But he can do a lot of those plays and then outrun the guy getting to him.
You hope so, or he's going to get hurt.
Oh, he's outrunning. He's quick. And then obviously my number one is the 49ers. The thing that put the 49ers for number one for me was Kittle. So George Kittle's the best tight end in football, in my opinion.
Probably. Overall, yes.
Yeah. Debo Samuel, who can do it all. Brandon Ayuk, I feel like, is being slept on because his quarterback could not put him in good situation. He's a deep ball guy. And then you have Jimmy Garoppolo, who's not a deep ball thrower. I think you're going to see him blow up this year. I really do. He'll become the number one wide receiver on this team at year's end. Juwan Jennings is a really good number 3 guy. And then Danny Gray as well. I think he's going to do some big things for the team.
I hope. My number one is obviously the Rams for many reasons. Cooper Kupp.
I can see.
Uncoverable. Yeah. Literally, you can't cover Kupp. It was hilarious, by the way, in a Tampa bar in that title game when Cooper Kupp just goes down the seam with, like, I don't even know how many seconds left. It was like pretty much nothing. The whole place was silent. It was magical. It was hilarious. It was one of the funniest moments of my life. Allen Robinson, to me, I already said it, better than Odell, better than the other guy, Robert Woods. He's an elite talent. You say, did he give up last year? Yes, he did. He signed It was amazing. Yes, it was, Dave. It was amazing. Allen Robinson signed a franchise tag. He knew he was going to make that money. He was going to make that fucking top money. He was going to slack off a little bit. And then guess what? He's free. He's gone. That's exactly what he did. He sandbagged that franchise so bad. He wanted out. And then what happened was he got franchise tagged. He knew he wasn't getting out. So he said, fuck it. I'm just going to get the money and I'm just going to sit on the sideline and I'm not going to try. I would do the same fucking thing. And then now he's in a situation where you see this, man. When players go to a winning situation and they're happy, they do good things. Allen Robinson's going to be it's going to be the situation where
I hope
we're going to have 2 top 12 fantasy guys on one team. I really, truly believe that. And then you have Van Jefferson, who is, I like Van Jefferson a lot.
Yeah,
I think he's a very good player. And then you add Higbee, who can give you that 500, 600 yards. This is by far the best receiving core in the entire
I can't say by far.
By far.
There's some really good groups in this.
Kupp and Robinson will out yardage the Seahawks in general.
Yeah. So if you add Nuke into that conversation for the Cardinals, like, it's just a 3-headed monster of group of receivers in the NFC West. Like, it really is. Because I feel like, does AJ Green become the number 3 receiver at that point?
AJ Green's just that guy who needs to move the change on 3rd and 4.
Is he the number 3 receiver at that point? Marquise Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green, Rondell Moore, Zach Ertz. Like, that's a really good group too. I think that could be competitive with the Rams as well.
Then why'd you put him so low?
Because I didn't have Nuke in there because he's not starting week 1.
But he's on the team.
If I was to have this, I would swap out with DeAndre Hopkins 3 and 4.
So let's
Seattle.
Go to the AFC South. Who's the best quarterback group in that whole group? We already did it. We already fucking did it.
AFC South. I gotta think of the AFC South now.
It'd be Watson, but he's not there week 1. You know what I mean? It'd be not Watson. Browns North. The North. I'm thinking about the Texans. Those little.
Oh, that's why I'm like, what? Watson?
Those fucking scumbags. But the North. He'd be up there.
No, he wouldn't be number 1.
He'd be over Lamar.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, he would.
No.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to get to that. That's next week, by the way.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
AFC West or AFC North. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing that next week. I cannot wait to get to this. Dude, Watson's
we
so much
will
better
get to
than
that.
Lamar.
And we got a guest coming on.
So much better. You're crazy.
Okay.
You're fucking crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's get to offensive line. We'll just do this real quick because we're past our time right now.
Yeah, Edge is on TV, by the way.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I know you don't know that.
My number 4 is Seattle Seahawks. What's your number 4?
Seahawks, man, they suck. They
Number
suck.
3, yeah, number 3 are the Rams for me.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Number 2,
because I know our number ones, but we're gonna agree.
Arizona Cardinals are number 2.
Yeah.
And then 49ers number 1. They have possibly
Easy.
the best left tackle in football.
Of course.
And then defense. I'll let you lead off on defense, so you can't copy me this time.
I'm not, but we honestly had that the same. Chill out. Seahawks number 4 for me. They're just not.
Me
The
too.
Seahawks are just the worst team in all of football. Like
Yep.
I really think they're going to be.
I really think they could have the first overall pick, and I really think they're going to try to have the first overall pick.
Yes, I do too. As far as my number 3 defense goes, Josh, who's your number 3 defense?
I got the Rams as number 3.
Really?
No, I don't.
No, I was about to say, like, are you serious? Like that's a dumbass thing that you just said there, idiot.
My number 3 is the Arizona Cardinals.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they're okay.
Yeah, they're okay. It's a really good group of defenses in that NFC West too.
I think the Cardinals are okay. Why would you put them so low? Give me a reason. I want to know.
I just like the 49ers and the Rams better. I think they're more competitive, and
Me too. I look at defenses, I go, okay, who can get to the quarterback the best? That's what I look at. And I look at, okay, Rams can, okay, Bosa and those guys can over there too. That's what I look at. When I look at a defense, I go, what's going to create chaos? Sacking the quarterback.
Who's your number 2?
Not the Rams, 49ers.
Yeah, so we have the exact same on this too. I looked at it and I was like,
Arnold. You got all these
that
guys.
was my thing. Aaron Donald's the best defense player in the league. Like, okay, they're number 1. So, and I went from there.
Easy. That was the easiest one because offensive lines, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't do any research. I just copied you. But
I know you did. I can tell.
Defenses, I know.
You were like, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Well, I didn't think we were doing the show until.
Yeah, I know. My bad.
I'm here, guys. Just kidding.
Anyway, Mugs and Balls all platform: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. As you can see, we have douchebag Dave over here commenting on the side.
Dirtbag is my friend. That's my friend. He's one of my best friends, Josh. Show him some respect. Apologize. He's a fucking douchebag, though.
Beer and Sports Podcast. We're part of the Say It Again Network. Do you have anything to lead us off on?
I did. And it had to deal with men as a human species. We're obsessed with suffering. Honestly, I forgot it.